Good evening, everyone, and welcome back again with another live show. It is match review from England's 6-2 win against Iran in their first game of the 2022 World Cup. So England kicked off their World Cup campaign with a bang by winning by 6-2 against Iran. Joining me is, of course, Tony and the man, Mr. John Sinclair. How we doing, fellas, tonight?
Fine, mate. Fine. How
people.
are you?
How are we doing, my guy? You good?
You're all
Well
good.
done, England.
Absolutely, yes. I've just seen your private chat, Tony. France are 3-1 up now.
Yeah. Mbappe.
Well, yes, no surprise there. It's Mbappe. So there you go. Anyway, guys, if you enjoyed tonight, please do hit the thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button, of course, if you're new to the channel. Or if you joined the content, you're not yet subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button, as it really is help growing the channel indeed. Hit the notification bell, because it will let you know of any live shows or any videos that have been uploaded onto the channel as well. Feel free to donate. We have Super Chat available, and feel free to become a member as well for just 99p a month as well. So let's just rattle through some comments. Good evening again, PD, John, Tony, and all. Hope you well. Yeah, Tom's in the house, evening, lads, and Les is as well. Evening, all. Hope you well, Les, as well. Right, Tony, kicking it off. England started the World Cup off with a bang. 6 goals in the game.
Yeah. I mean, this was supposed to be a tough game against Iran. I mean, don't forget Iran are 20th in the world. So that, and when you think back to the Nations League, we were thumped 4-0 by a team ranked 40th in the world. So this weren't no walk in the park, supposedly. But, yeah, I mean, I said 2-0 before the game started. I know the guy down there below me, Mr. Sinclair, decided a 1-0 win would be enough. But, yeah, I mean, game started off well. I thought Maguire was bare-hooked and fouled, and that should have been a penalty in my eyes. That was a stonewall penalty. How that was not given is beyond me. And then we had chances. Then their keeper made a save and clashed with his defender. I mean, it was unlucky the way he clashed with his defender. That was a heck of a thing.
Yep.
So they were down for a bit. The keeper was down longer. And then they got up. Keeper got up. You could see he wasn't with it, but still wanted to change his shirt, stay on the pitch. To be fair, if that was a boxing match, the referee would have said it's finished the contest because you're wobbling, mate, too much. But he carried on. A couple of minutes later, sat down on the floor again, and I just thought, you know what? Why are we time wasting like this? And that seemed to be Iran's sort of thing. They tried to waste a bit of time as well. They were doing niggly fouls, which I think there should have been a few more bookings for, to be fair, considering this was supposed to be a really, really harsh referee as well. But yeah, I mean, then we scored. Jude Bellingham got a goal. I mean, fantastic finish that, wasn't it, from the header? First goal for England. What a time to get it. 19-year-old. This kid's going to be the star of this World Cup. I can see it. It's 4-1 France now, by the way. So France are running away with it. It's Giroud again. Yes, that's 2 for Olivier Giroud tonight. 51 goals for France. But yeah, I mean, overall, we did well in the first half. And then we had Sterling, we had Saka scoring. I mean, that was a terrific goal. The Iranians were complaining to the referee that Harry Maguire was all over them and it should be ruled out. But when they looked at it at VAR, there was no foul from Maguire. He claimed, he didn't even touch their centre-half or whoever it was. And then Kane put in the perfect cross for Raheem Sterling to get one in as well, make it 3-0. Half-time came. And then second half came again. We sort of were a bit lackluster at 3-0. We sort of took the foot off the pedal a bit, and then we sort of accelerated again. And then we got a fourth goal. Another great goal from Saka again. He seemed to be wanting to prove a point yesterday, and you could see that, from that miss back in the Euro final. He was like, right, we're in a tournament. I want to make a point that I'm back, and I'm going to make sure people know. And so that was a terrific goal from him. And then they got a consolation goal. I mean, it was a terrific goal. They scored.
Was it?
They got past Maguire. I mean, Pickford had no chance with that goal. I mean,
No, he didn't.
The best goalkeeper in the world wouldn't have had a chance with that. I mean, that was a hell of a shot, and it wasn't off the crossbar. And then obviously Rashford came on because Wilson was due to come on, then got told to sit back down because of the concussion to Maguire, which is another thing. We still had 10 men. Why didn't the referee notice that he went off with that concussion and let we bring a substitute on? So we were down to 10 men for quite a while before we got another break and play to get these subs on. So we'll get Eric Dyer on.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden we went, like I say, Rashford got a goal. So we were back up 5-1. And then obviously we went 6-1 up. Thanks to Jack Grealish from a Callum Wilson pass. I mean, Wilson could have gone for goal, but he probably thought, you know what? I think it's better if I knock it to Grealish because he's got a better chance of scoring than he has. Assist for Grealish in the back of the net. We were 6-1 up. And at that time, we had leveled our record win in a tournament because we'd beat Panama 6-1 4 years previously. And it looked like we were repeating that feat again. They got a penalty to me. I don't know how that penalty came about because to me it didn't look like a penalty.
Never.
I think it was more for the officials feeling. I think the officials felt sorry for Iran and probably just given it out of sympathy. But it should never have stood.
No.
Because if that penalty stands, then ours should have stood at the start of the game when Maguire was fouled. But all in all, 6-2. I know Gareth Southgate's not happy with the performance yesterday. He says, yes, we won 6-2, but I still didn't think we played very well. I think we can play better. So if we can win and not play well like this. But the one thing I did say, Pete, is I wanted to see us play with a bit more attacking intent rather than sitting defensively all the time. Mm-hmm. And it was funny, went to a 4-3-3. And I just mentioned yesterday on my show, I just wondered if, because he's beat the Senior Castle quite a few times and he saw how we play, has he picked up pointers from Eddie Howe and thinking, do you know what? If I get England to play like this, then we could do exactly for England what Newcastle are doing in the Premier League. And I'll tell you what, if that's the way we're doing it, let's keep doing it because Friday we've got the USA and I'm not being funny. I don't fear them one bit because I watched them against Wales. Wales made them look brilliant in that first half because they were so poor. Once it brought Kiefer Moore on, Wales looked a different outfit. And the USA were lucky to get a draw out of that game, if I'm honest. But we've got nothing to fear the USA on Friday. I mean, we'll probably talk about that later on in the show. But for me, I mean, yeah, great game all round, 6-2. You can't beat it in opening day win like that, 6-2. I mean, that must be a lot of teams looking at England now and thinking, wow, hang on, they couldn't win in 6 Nations League games, but they've come here on a bad run and they've banged 6 in. So, yes, Iran were a little bit poor, but you can only beat what's in front of you.
Well, that's it, isn't it? And that's what we had to do. I mean, we'll get into the lineup for what Southgate did go with. I mean, John, did you have did you think he was going to go with that lineup, majority of that lineup?
To be honest with you, I did, yes, let's be real, because at the end of the day, I was fully expecting to pick that kind of team, because you know what Gav's like when he picks his side, it's just picks his favourites, by the way. I don't think he got the formation right, because look, he plays 4-3-3, everyone says he's going to go with back 3, and listen, if you play like that all the time, Pete, play a 4-3-3, stick to that formation, stick to the players that's on form, and then maybe it's just maybes, then England will go a long way. But you've got to keep it going. I think he used his substitution side. Callum Wilson came on as well.
Yep.
Marcus came on, so Rashford came on as well. Both scored. And the thing is, though, if you just keep attacking, Tony's going to say it as well, keep playing attacking football. Don't score 1-2 goals, sit back. Just keep going and keep going, keep going. Or get found out. But just keep going. And to score 6 goals in your first game was fantastic against a very poor Iranian side, right? That, just quite happy sitting back. Yeah. Okay. The goals, conceded, Pickford had no chance of either whatsoever. Yeah. But look, onwards and upwards, right? I mean, you just got to keep going to the next game, playing against USA. I've got no to worry about USA, to be fair. I thought they look an average team, to be fair, I'm not going to lie. But Wales made them look great yesterday. But seeing that, right, if we win that game on Friday, and I'll be up Newcastle, by the way, for the 4 days, then just, give us a shout. If we win that game on Friday, we'll be through because our goal difference is going to be better as well. Then Wales will have to beat Iran to have any chance of getting in. But I think that group is going to be so tight. England through, but it's going to be between Wales and the USA. And I think whoever comes up with cropper out of the two will not go through. But listen, England did what they had to do. 3 points. Well done, Gareth. And we're on to the next game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Tony, 2 players we've got to touch upon who were outstanding in the game yesterday. That man and that man there. They were magnificent and were just all over the pitch. I mean, Bellingham, look at the way he gets in that box and the way Luke Shaw crosses that in for him. And he just loops that header into the back of the net. Keeper had no chance of moving for that.
No, not at all. And I mean, that goalkeeper they put in the goal yesterday, who came on as substitute, he used to be Iran's #1 keeper, and he is not a bad keeper either. But El Husseini, but we found 6. We put 6 past him, that's for sure. But yeah, Bellingham's goal, I mean, absolutely fantastic. I mean, you can see, I mean, how well he's getting on as a player. I mean, he's only 19, this kid as well, and that's frightening to think how good he is now. And he puts in, if he ends up being one of the young player of the tournament, I'll tell you what, his price is going to go really sky high, and there's going to be a lot of people wanting him from Borussia Dortmund, not in January, but next summer, because they won't let him go in January. But that guy is the real deal, and he looks, and it's making Southgate think, why didn't I play this guy more often? But, we've got to give him a chance, and it's nice to see that we've got a youngster in the team. And Saka, I thought he took his 2 goals particularly well. The first one was a cracker.
Wow.
What a cracker that was. There was
Just
no way
shows
the keeper was getting near that.
Just shows what he's picking up from what he was doing at Arsenal this season, taking that into the World Cup as well. And I had a feeling he was going to start yesterday as well, along with Bellingham. I thought was going to start as well for me. At least Gareth Southgate has made sense there, getting some of the youth involved. And look how they were. This is what he's not been doing. He does it yesterday. Look how... I mean...
Sorry, Pete. I mean, you look at Maguire. Now, people were questioning why Maguire was in the squad. Now, I wasn't. And I'll tell you why I wasn't. And people may think, oh, hang on a minute. Why is that? Because if you watch Maguire for England, when he puts that England shirt on, he's a totally different player.
He is, yeah.
Put him back in the Man United team, he looks totally lost. But you put him in that England team, he looks strong, he looks physical, he looks up for it. He plays better for country than he does for club.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes it's the other way around, where you play better for club, but not for country, But Maguire, I think, was the right choice to take the World Cup, and he's proven that. I mean, Sky gave player of the match yesterday to Kieran Trippier, believe it or not, over Saka and Bellingham and all the rest of them. They said Trippier was outstanding, according to Sky. But yeah, I mean, it's just absolutely fantastic. And to see where we are, I mean, you always know Pickford's always going to get ahead of Pope, and that's the thing. But
oh yeah, that was it. I mean, Maguire was unlucky; he hit the bar as well, so he wasn't far away from scoring himself. You kind of question he did switch off for Iran's first goal, but he then got concussed afterwards, straight after that.
Yeah, so I mean, it was a shame, but do you know what? At the end of the day, we've won the game. We've got the points in the bag. We've got a +4 goal difference. And last night's game being a draw makes a huge difference now for England, because beat the US and you're 5 points ahead of USA. So there's no way then they're going to catch you at the top of the table. And I wouldn't be surprised if Wales beat Iran on Friday either. And I know that's a 10 a.m. kickoff, 1 p.m. Qatar local time. So it may be, I know it's going to be hot, but I could see Wales beating them, if I'm honest.
It could well happen. It definitely could well happen. I've got to say, John, we know Harry Kane didn't score, but he did very well, particularly the cross in the box for Sterling to get there. Boom, bang.
Absolutely. Who needs Harry Kane in the team where he can score 6 goals? And Callum Wilson done an assist as well, by the way. So big up to Callum. Unselfishly squared it to Jack Grealish into the back of the net. Look, end of the day, right? I mean, you could afford to rest Harry Kane in a game like, if you win the US game, then rest him against the Wales. Rest him against, bring Callum Wilson in. Why not? But look, at the end of the day, it goes to show that Tom can play without him. He's done well. And other great players for England can score goals as well, contribute as well. And it doesn't matter if you score or not. You don't have to score as long as you win and you work for the team. That's what it's all about, Pete.
I mean, that's the Sterling you want to see. It's not been working for Chelsea, but is it down to the formation Chelsea play? That why he's not been up to standard when he has been at Chelsea, but playing him in an attacking formation like a 4-3-3, like Man City did when he was there.
Yeah,
he can score. He scores in those kind of formations.
Absolutely. I mean, I think the formation changed a bit. He's playing in the right position, and he's so comfortable playing that way. But in a Chelsea team, we know Graham Potter plays a back 3-3-4-3 formation, or sometimes plays 4-2-3-1. But at the end of the day, it's all about concentration, it's all about making the player happy and making players best position. And we saw the best of Raheem Sterling. That finish is great, by the way. He was back to his best for me. And if he counts on where he is, then who knows? We could see the real Raheem Sterling back again. But it's all about formation, playing the right formation for the right players. And I thought he had a good game yesterday, Raheem Sterling. He really did.
You did, yes, absolutely did. Australia ball watching. When will the manager bring on the Jordi Mbappe? I think he's, from what I've seen, they've brought him on now. But still 4-1 to France.
Yeah. 5 minutes left.
No, well. Treble, trouble. Good evening, lads. Hope you're well, says Andrew. Hope you're well.
Yeah.
Andrew says Australia should stick to surfing rather than football.
Oh,
wow.
God. You harsh man, Andrew.
He sure is.
Hey guys, France's XG equals 3.60. Okay. Apparently he's on now, which you said he's just come on. I'm lagging behind you all, says Les. That's no problem. Iran got a penalty from a share pull, but Longstaff didn't against Wolves. I mean, that wasn't a penalty at all for Iran. But
no,
Sheikh Gate hasn't got the brains to keep that going, Tony. Well, we'll see. He's got to go with it on Friday. He's got to stick with the same formation he's got. Hi, Andrew. Good boy, looks so young. He is. Saudi Arabia ranked 51st in the world. Iran 20th. Iran beat Uruguay as well recently. Yep, that's right. What's Pete D doing at Wembley? This is only a temporary green screen while the World Cup's on. But it'll be back to the normal one that I've been using. England were playing like Newcastle, says Chris Banks. Well, we were attacking the Iran side. And Adi says, hey, Black and White TV, Argentina may get knocked out. Poland and Mexico, no mugs.
No, I mean,
no.
You know, Saudi Mags today. Saudi Mags won it today. And, you know, we beat the Archies, didn't we? So, hey, you know what? It's great, isn't it? You know, I mean, Saudi Arabia, what a fantastic... I didn't see the game, but fantastic performance to put that on and beat a side that John said just last week on Saturday, oh, Argentina will finish top of the group because I can't see anybody beating these because this team's unbeaten. And what happens today? John's famous last words. I mean, if the Argentinian manager knew who John Sinclair was, he'd come looking for John and say, "Oi, stop talking my team up because you keep getting us beat every time." But no, I'm joking, John. But no, seriously, no. I mean, yeah, but that was a great result from Saudi Arabia, and then also,
yeah, it was.
They've got to play Mexico and Poland. I mean, Lewandowski, that penalty tonight was bloody poor from him, and I mean, he should have put that away.
What did he do, Tony? Did he place it over? Did he? He tried
to place it, and the Kocha saved it. You know, the keeper, the 35-year-old who was in goal for Mexico in his 5th World Cup tournament as well, and he should have had that. He should have scored that penalty, really, Pete. I mean, it was poor, wasn't it? The penalty.
It was, wasn't it?
Oh God,
that's it.
But Argentina could get knocked out by either one of those or both of those.
Could well do. I mean, it was only a penalty that scored as well.
Yeah. I mean, Pete, I'm going to ask you a question. Do you, I mean, you look back at 4 years ago, Argentina in the World Cup.
Yep.
You look at this tournament. I think Messi in a World Cup doesn't go because I don't think he looks a great player. He doesn't. He looks out of his depth, if I'm honest. Club football, he does it. But put him in the tournaments, international, he doesn't come up to scratch like anywhere near like Pelé, Maradona, all them.
No. He really hasn't. Apparently, Di Maria was poor as well. According to Roy Keane, apparently he was ripping into him come the end of the game.
Not good at all.
Yeah. Kyle making some awesome runs, but this Australian team are so poor and can't string passes together. There we are. Kyle hat-trick last 5 minutes. I don't think it's going to happen now. Andrew predicts 4-1 against the USA. Black and White TV, Kane is 65 behind Shearer.
Yeah, Premier League goals, isn't he? Yeah, he's catching up, isn't he?
Yes, indeed. The French have just thrown the Aussies on the barbie, says Chris. Oh, Jesus, man. I like how he says, did PD see that meme where Argentina said they have the GOAT Messi and Saudi said they made kebabs from it? Oh, I think I did see that, yes.
Oh. Wow.
The Argies can go 7 with the Aussies, says Andrew.
Oh, man.
I mean, Pete, did you see yesterday? I mean, I know we're not really bothered about Iran, but I mean, obviously there's a lot of problems going on in their country, as everybody knows worldwide. It's well documented. I mean, yesterday the national anthem came on. Not one of their players sang it. They weren't bothered about it. The fans from Iran in the crowd were booing it and shouting it down. Apparently, the Iran government are not happy about this. They're absolutely disgusted with the players, showing disrespect to the country of Iran. I mean, did you agree with the players doing that, considering what's going on in that country at the moment?
It's a strange one, isn't it? I mean, is that the first time they've done it, Tony?
I believe it is, Pete, because obviously there's a lot gone on since the last game they played, because you've got two women actresses who removed their hijabs because it took them off their head. They've been locked up in prison for that. But awaiting a trial, but just being locked away, just taken off the streets. There you go. You're in jail straight away. No court case yet.
Wow.
And then 2 women who are in a same-sex relationship, they're in prison, awaiting a death sentence apparently for being homosexual. So it's just not great, is it? And they talk about human rights from Saudi Arabia. I'm sorry, people. Qatar's the worst one, I think, and Iran. I mean, you can't even do anything. I mean, the British Iranian comedian Omid, he urged the England players yesterday, if they scored, he wanted them to do the haircut celebration, because women in Iran have been cutting their own hair off. They're not even allowed to watch football, the women in Iran as well.
Gee whiz, man. That's shocking. It really is.
This is 2022. What world are we living in?
Oh, yeah, exactly. It's just unbelievable. And yet Graham Souness was coming out with crap this morning as well.
Yeah.
If anyone didn't see what he said, Let's see if I can find it. Where is
I did record it this morning because I was interested because last night when I came off, I thought, oh, what's ITV saying about sports washing tomorrow? I'll have to have a look at that and see what that's all about.
Right, this is what Graham Souness came out and said. He went out and said, it says Graham Souness insists Saudi Arabia's PIF should be nowhere near Newcastle United. Apparently, the former Magpies manager did not hold back when discussing the ownership of his former club on ITV's coverage of Argentina versus Saudi Arabia at the World Cup. The Toon takeover was scrutinised to the highest degree, but eventually was given the green light despite Saudi Arabia's questionable human rights record. There were accusations and allegations of sport washing from across the globe, but once PIF had proven it, it was a separate entity to the state, and piracy issues were ironed out. The Premier League approved the takeover. Now, this is what Souness came out and said. He said, football is such a vehicle for good and bad, Souness told ITV. The sports washing that's going on in our country, Newcastle, there's no way the Saudis should have Newcastle United nowhere near it. He then goes on to say as well, but it's not an ideal world. The Saudis have invested in our country for decades. They've infiltrated every level of our country. Football has such a high profile now. Saudi see it. Abu Dhabi see it. America see it. It's a chance to prove whether brand they're involved in. Right now, it's good news. Story about Manchester United. That brand, Man City and other teams they have bought, it's only good news about them. I suppose Qatar will look upon Abu Dhabi with a bit of jealousy, and they'll be hoping after this tournament, it's in their hands to improve workers' rights, in their hands to improve diversification of the country.
Absolutely. I just don't get Graham Souness why he's coming out and saying all this. I think he's still bitter from when he got sacked from us, to be fair. I mean, if Saudi Arabia is such a bad country, so why is Mohammed bin Salman said to everybody tomorrow it's a public holiday after beating Argentina today? If that's supposed to be a bad country, then why do you give everybody in Saudi Arabia a day off tomorrow?
Do you know what it is, right? I mean, going to Graham Souness criticised Saudi Arabia, the takeover as well, guys. For me, I can't take this guy seriously at all whatsoever. Totally, you're right. I think he's bitter. He's saying that he's bitter being sat in Newcastle. This manager has done 50 million quid in that summer. He's wasted 60 million on Michael Owen. He brought in players like Amdi Faye as well. He was shocking. Celestine Babayaro, he didn't want to come to Newcastle and hardly played as well because he didn't want to be here. He wanted to stay at Chelsea.
8 million on Boom Song.
8 million on Boom Song as well. He has wasted a lot of money, guys. And you know what it is? And this is the out of touch clown, right? He's come on here and saying that the takeover should not happen. Yeah. How about having go at Man City? How about going for Liverpool, right? His former club, yeah. How about United, right? You know, the Saudis own part of that stadium as well, yeah. That the reason he's come out and say that is because he knows that Newcastle are going to do something special in future years. And Souness does not like it at all whatsoever. This is the guy that used to manage Newcastle United, and he's come up and said the Saudi Arabia should not have taken over. Let me tell you something, Mr. Souness, so if you listen to me, right? PIF haven't murdered anyone, right? PIF is separate, right? From PIF to the Saudi state, right? Do your research, my guy. Do your research, right? Okay. Now, if Qatar came in and bought Newcastle, would you say anything? No, you would not, yeah? But because he's just another one that is jealous, yeah? Because he doesn't want the big six to be rattled by Newcastle, yeah? But let me tell you something now, right? We're on the up, right? We're third in the league, right? Read what's the word I'm looking for? Do your research, Graham, right? And I'll tell you something now, right? Just cry and weep like everyone else, like Oliver Holt, Ricky Delaney, Martin Samuel, cry like them, right? Because you know what? We're gunning for them. And you know what? We're going to win a title before Liverpool wins it again, United win it again. Maybe, I say United, then Chelsea as well. Because I'll tell you something now. we should do a 5-year project, right? And we're doing it so early. We didn't expect us to be there. Yeah. You know what, guys? We're doing fantastic. Long may it continue. We do our business. Let them cry.
Absolutely, yeah, sure. You've just
I
nailed
don't
it
normally
spot
rant.
on there.
I don't normally rant, guys, but you know what it is, right? I'm just getting so sick of people, right, having a go in Newcastle United, right, saying that it's bad for sport. Yeah, right, whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did Manders
I-
Davy, just quickly,
Yep,
did Manders Davy murder anyone? No, she didn't. Did Mehmet Gadusi murder anyone? No, he didn't. Okay? At the end of the day, right, it's got nothing to do with them, right? The takeover got done. That's it. That's it. Move on. Stop having a go at us, right? And just concentrate, watching Newcastle progress game on, game by, and we're just loving it, guys. We're loving it.
Absolutely, yeah. I like how he says it with Paddy 7 minutes extra time in the France and Australia game, was it?
It's finished, yes. 4-1 to France.
Finished, okay. This is a comment from Chris, and he's just nailed this. Spot on as well. Souness criticizing Saudi Arabia while being well paid to be at the Qatar World Cup. What a hypocrite.
What a prick, more like people.
Absolutely.
He could take his hand for and I'm not even going to say on your shirt, but it's like, I'm talking about. Yeah, I'm sorry, but he's getting paid for it. Oliver Holt's getting paid for it as well. Yeah, Miguel Delay's getting paid for it as well, But let me tell you something, right? I'm glad the Saudi match won today, right? And I tell you, I hope they go a long way in this competition, yeah, because they work hard to win another today. I hope they do fine. Let's be real.
Right, let's see. Surfing or rugby, any one of the two have gone to Australia. Or the cricket team. You could stick the cricket team in there as well, because they're not a bad cricket team as well.
No, they're not.
Yeah, absolutely.
Joe Linton's in the house. Hope England don't win the World Cup. I know you'll be wanting Brazil to win the World Cup, Joe Linton.
Joe Linton, well, you're not being on my show lately, man. It's John Sinclair TV, man. Just come on my show, man. I've heard it for a long time. We love you, Joe. You've been fantastic this season. Big up.
Absolutely. Definitely as well. Fourth goal there, sorry. And skill again by Saka was just unbelievable.
That guy, star boy. I could well call Saka. I'm going to call him star boy for now because this guy just gets better and better and better. The only concern about him, he's been played a lot of games for Arsenal. He's been overplayed. He played like 60-odd games last season, and he had down the rest. Yeah, this guy just keeps going and going and going. Yeah, and let's be real, right? I think this guy is going to be a stellar player. He will not be at Arsenal forever. He'll be a star. I'd love to see this guy come to Newcastle United in future years, man. And I tell you something, he will love it up here. He will love it. Joe Linton, by the way, I haven't banned you, mate. You're welcome to come back anytime, mate.
Okay. Did you know, John and Pete, Bukayo Saka is a Newcastle fan? Did you know that?
I did, yes.
I did.
I did actually know that, so yes. And there you are, where I'm up to in my comments. The Qataris paying Souness well to spew nonsense. You just said, Johnny, you had bad. You roll on the floor laughing. Garang is a good prospect, but shows you how poor a nation Australia are selecting him when he's never started a senior game. Yeah, a good point there. I like how he says justice for Joe Linton. Fifth goal there.
What I do, I try and get him on. Well, I don't know if I unblocked him, sort of thing. I'll get him back on. Go on, lads.
Fifth goal, Tony by Rashford. I mean, he just leaves the Iran player on his arse. I mean, he straight on the pitch and he goes and scores.
Yeah, and I mean, I criticised him coming into the team because I said Ivan Toney scored more than what he scored. But I think we know why Ivan Toney's not there. But the Rashford goal, I mean, it was a well-taken goal. I mean, what he did was, as the defender was coming across, he just shoved the ball the other way, and the defender kept running because he didn't realise he'd got the ball and took it past him. and then he placed it lovely into the bottom corner. I mean, it was a lovely finish. He's another player who's got to really step up now. And I thought well taken goal by Marcus Rashford. And
Yep.
yeah, we were cruising, weren't we?
Oh.
We certainly were cruising in that game. It says when I comment on your channel, it doesn't come up.
Joe, what I'll do, I'll go into it later tonight or tomorrow, and I definitely banned you by mistake. I mean, if I did, I do apologize, mate. I'm really sorry, man.
Lovely. I like Covey says, is it coming home, PD? Not going to get too ahead just yet. It's just see where we are, who we're getting the knockout stages, and just see what we can do in there. That's it. So, but there you go. Of course, 6-goal John. Callum Wilson, he could have been a bit selfish and took the shot himself, but he decided, nope. Grealish has got a better opportunity to roll that, has got a better chance of a goal scoring than what I do. But a lot of questioners thinking, why did he pass to Grealish? After all the debate about Grealish taking that absolute piss out of Miggy, he squares it to Grealish, but I think it was just because Callum's a team player. That's the thing.
Absolutely.
He puts the team first.
Absolutely. I mean, look, it's great seeing Callum play for 15, 20 minutes of the game. I'm so chuffed for him. And he comes on his first cap, first international game, first cap, and he does that great assist score, by the way. You're right. He could have been selfish. He squared to Grealish. I know people are saying that they squared the ball to Miggy, but at the end of the day, right, let's be real, just for an England shirt. And the things that Callum, I think he should get more opportunities for England. I don't think he's been training today, right? But I hope he gets another chance as well against the United States. I hope we get a full game against Wales as well. And then see how it goes. But at the end of the day, right, I mean, I'm so chuffed with him. I think he enjoyed it. And long may it continue, Callum, because you know what? I expect there'd be more opportunities and caps for Callum.
It's a possibility, isn't it? The main thing is just trying to keep him fit. That's the thing. I think he was actually doing some indoor training this time. Now, Harry Kane, from what I've heard, has had to go for a scan on an ankle. So if he misses the USA game, if he can't play, there's your replacement, Wilson, Tony.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, hopefully with Harry Kane, it's nothing serious and it's just a slight knock, maybe just to keep him out of that game and just bring him back for the Wales game. But yeah, absolutely. Why not throw Callum Wilson in there and, say to Callum, look, there you go. There's your chance. Fill your boots. And if you notice when Callum Wilson come on yesterday, you think he was playing for Newcastle because if you watch him straight away, he was pressing onto the Iran players every opportunity he got. But yeah, I mean, if that's the case, then let's see what happens. But we have to wait and see what happens with Kane's scan first of all. But hopefully it's nothing serious.
No, hopefully it's not. But Avil Kane put in a shift yesterday as well, Tony. As well. He put in a shift, even though he didn't score, he still put himself about.
Yeah, absolutely. Pete, he set up this chance for Sterling. And, he played a captain's role, didn't he? So
absolutely.
He didn't get his goal. But the good thing is, because he didn't score, it just shows we don't have to rely on Kane. We can rely on other people in the team. And because we're getting more and more people involved in the team now, I mean, I thought Mason Mount didn't have too bad a game yesterday.
He wasn't too bad,
Not too bad.
Yeah, I thought Foden didn't do a lot when he came on, did he? But, other than that, the result is we've won 6-2, we've got 3 points and roll on the USA.
Absolutely.
And it's in cooler conditions because it's 10 p.m. kickoff in Qatar.
Yes, it
7
is.
7 p.m. our time.
Absolutely,
Beautiful.
it is.
Beautiful.
Alec Covey says, Daily Mail reports that England were blackmailed and threatened with massive sporting sanctions if they did not drop the one-off Lombard and prompted other countries to follow suit. I mean, yeah, I heard about that as well. They decided the rainbow armband was not going to be worn because after there was a lot of debate about it. I mean, what do you make of that, guys?
Well, we said on our channel, didn't we, Tony, that I'm not very happy about it at all. I mean, surely the FIFA is being controlled by Qatar, then Qatar pockets, yeah, do you know what I mean? So World Cup, they do what they want. But at the end of the day, right, I think I'm not surprised all the nations decided not to take part. If I was some nations like England and other nations, I would not blame them. They just say, you know what, if you stick the World Cup away, the sun don't shine, okay, we just walk out because we're not going to get control like that. You know what I mean? They're doing good things, but they're just not allowing it. You got people not going in, not allowed entry because of wearing rainbow hats and stuff. You know what I mean? And get it removed or not going in. I think it's ridiculous, man. I mean, this is a complete and utter farce.
Yeah,
it is, John. I mean, it's just. I mean, to give sanctions and everything is just ridiculous because, like they say, if you booked Harry Kane before you come on the pitch wearing it, then he has one bad tackle, he gets the second yellow, he's off. And that could happen within the first 10 minutes of the game. So it's a stupid thing. And I mean, today, Belgium have been told a couple of rules from FIFA as well. I don't know if you've seen it, Pete, but Belgium on the back of their away shirt has the word love. They've been told that has to be removed or they can't wear that shirt. And when players come out for warming up before the game and they're in their training gear, Belgium are being told to change their training gear because they're not allowed to have multicoloured because it looks like the rainbow colours. So because Belgium are all for this one love thing and they've been told that's got to go. If that doesn't go, they said every player could even be booked on the pitch there and then for warming up.
I tell you what, I would have just said, you know what, stuff this. I'm just leaving the pitch, man, because the end of this is just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, FIFA's got too much power, but unfortunately, it's the wrong kind of power because at the end of the day, they are so corrupt. They haven't got proper people run the show. They don't know nothing about football. They don't know anything about football. Do you know what I mean? But they need to get someone in there, right, that knows exactly about football. I mean, look. It's a farce. The FIFA's a farce. This World Cup's a farce, right? The whole thing's a farce. And because of the timing as well, that should play in the summer. And they should never have got this World Cup. How can you have a World Cup bang in the middle of the season? You just can't.
I mean, Gianni Infantino, he needs to grow a pair of balls and pull up his big boy pants and stop saying Qatar. But the problem is he won't. Because one, the guy lives in Qatar, so he's going to do everything they want him to do, and he's their puppet basically. Two, he gets £3 million a year, doesn't have to pay a single penny in tax on that. Absolutely disgraceful. The guy needs to be gone. I mean, he's not fit to be governor of world football. And then, you know, it just makes you laugh. But then they say to Harry Kane, well, you can wear the armband that we've got for the quarterfinals if you want, which has got FIFA no discrimination. So if you can wear that, so what's the difference of wearing a One Love one that's got the rainbow colours on? I don't see the difference in that. If it's no discrimination, and FIFA are supposed to be very high on diversity and equality, well, you're not showing it in this World Cup, FIFA, that's for sure, because if it was diversity and equality, you would be allowing teams to represent LGBTQ plus community. The likes of us, the likes of Germany, Netherlands, Switzerland, Denmark, you know. Shame on FIFA, I'm sorry, at the end of the day. Qatar's running this World Cup, not FIFA. And I said earlier on, what the team should all do, they should all get together. All the countries should get together, all 32, say, do you know what, let's tell them, stick it up your arse, we're off. And Gianni Infantino, go and take your face for a shit.
Well said, Tony. Well said.
I've said it for you, John.
Absolutely.
Well said.
Toonza, the one and only, says, should have had a player take the yellow card, sub him straight away on live TV and make a statement. I don't think that's I think that's a good point Toonza's come up with there. Would you agree?
I take a yellow card to Tottenham straight away and make a statement, then if they get all the different place cards, they're going to get yellow cards as well, by the way. Do you know what I mean? But I tell you, you can't win FIFA. You just cannot win. They just make up rules as they go along. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so, I mean, come on, man. Howie, sack this buffoon. Sack him. Make him work.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, the goals that were scored by Iran here, Tony. I mean, the first one, I think Maguire is napping there, I've got to admit. But it's a cracking goal. No one's saving that.
Not a chance, Pete. I mean, that was well put away and it went in off the crossbar as well. I mean, yeah, nobody's saving that shot. That was a hell of a goal. And I mean, fair play to them getting that goal. But yeah, like I say, yeah, no keeper was saving that. Even the world's best keeper couldn't get anywhere near that, to be fair. So, yeah, I mean, great goal. And it just seemed to be a consolation for them. But we quickly restored the lead, didn't we?
That's it. We advantage. So Archer's got a comment, which is quite good. He says, oi, oi, lads. He's saying, we have John Sinclair in the middle. He knows exactly what we need. Peter at the back, Tony up top. We're going to win the Premier League. Hey, I like it.
Love it, Archer.
Hey.
Love it, man.
Love it, Archer. Well done, mate.
Oh, nice one.
Brilliant, man. Class.
Yeah, class,
man. Big up to Archer, by the way.
Absolutely, indeed. Absolutely big up to him. There you are. And, of course, John, that penalty, that was awarded to Iran. I mean, were those Premier League officials in disguise? Because we've been so critical of how bad our officials are. I mean, that is even the one that was given to Iran. That's probably one of the worst I've seen than what normally our officials do.
Baffles us at all. I think Maguire's penalty, the one when Maguire.
Well, that was a penalty. He was rugby tackled. He was rugby tackled to the floor.
Exactly. But the Iran one was given. Where's consistency? Where's the consistency? There's none at all at the minute. It's like, I'm all for VAR. No problems at all with VAR because it works in Italy perfectly. But since it comes to the Premier League or other countries, it's been an absolute fast, you know what I mean? But these people do not miss a trick. They don't miss a trick. In fact, Denmark were denied a penalty as well, by the way, right? Which wasn't given. That's the first for a while, but the referee goes and checks it and denies the nation a penalty. But you're right. I mean, it is a disgrace, man. I can't believe we didn't get a penalty. They did, but that didn't really matter at the end of the day because we won the game. But
that's the main thing.
At least if it would Lindbergh goal to nil, or it would one season gives penalty for that, there'd be an absolute outcry. I'm telling you. But sort it out VAR because at the minute the consistency is shite. It really is, and it needs to be sorted out ASAP.
Yeah, I mean, and you said, Tony, that was a disgrace of a penalty decision as well.
Shocking.
Yeah, it was, because I was trying to work out, where was this pull and how bad was it, And to me, there was nothing in it. And I mean, I was wondering why the Iran players were complaining to the referee. I thought it was a perfectly good save from Pickford, and I just thought, well, nothing's gone wrong there. And but yeah, I mean, it was just a farce of a penalty, because if you're giving that, you should have given Maguire's. Simple as.
Yeah, do you know what I'm going to say about Pickford, right? He's also not afraid to bollock players as well, if they switch off as well, if anyone's noticed that.
Yes, I noticed that yesterday. Pete was shouting at players, wasn't he, yesterday when they were switching off?
Now
he was getting very animated.
Now, at least you can say he's a bit... That's good of him for doing that as well, even though us what we think of him, even though if we're playing against an opposite team and we don't like it. But I think Dubravka used to be like that as well. But I think I'm going to say to Pickford, good on him for doing that, because he's not frightened. Even Trippier's not frightened to do that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And you notice when Kane went off yesterday, Trippier took the armband as well.
Yep, he did.
So he's got it. As I said yesterday, he has to be the first name on that team sheet every time, Trippier, because he's the best right back in the Premier League at this current time.
Absolutely. Yep, definitely agree.
Even Alexander-Arnold couldn't tie his shoelaces, that's for sure.
Absolutely. You said what is the difference, even though it was a couple of sloppy passes from Trippier, but he did well to recover himself, I thought, as well.
Yeah, and he didn't quite get his free kick over.
No, he didn't. Hopefully, there's still time for that as well. So you just never know. Definitely as well. But Trippier, he's got to be starting. He's got to be the first choice right back for this World Cup for England. No doubt about that.
100%.
As well. Saka, as I mentioned, I'm glad he's been given an opportunity to start games now. What he's been shown for Arsenal, Bellingham, 19 years old. I think we'll see him in the Premier League very soon. Wherever he goes to, I think we'll be seeing him in the Premier League very soon.
Like, if I was a betting guy, Pete, I'll go with Real Madrid.
Okay. You never know.
Never know.
You just never know.
But guys, I will say as well quickly. I've got Isak right. I've said on the interview with Tyneside Live Eddie, I said get Isak through the door. That's who you just try to get him through the door. That guy's brilliant. Yeah, and
absolutely.
He will be brilliant.
Absolutely, guys. England won T20 World Cup. You guys watch cricket? Odd times I've watched it. I've watched the Ashes quite a lot of the times. I did watch the 2019 World Cup. I'm a big cricket fan, not particularly, but I'll watch it sometimes.
I watch the cricket. I like the. I thought England did well in the T20 World Cup, even though they did lose to Ireland, but that was because of the rain as well, and it was our own fault falling behind the run rate a bit. But no, they did well. The T20. Stokes does what any great player does. He stands up, and he showed them, how to win the final. He stood there firm. The semi-final against India, Hales and Butler, that 170 partnership without a wicket being taken. Fantastic from them too. The ball hitting from these guys is absolutely immense as well. I used to be a member at Durham Cricket Club as well, so I used to go and watch Durham quite a bit, and I've even beat the Prince Provident Trophy at final at Lord's. Unfortunately, had to come home the same day because I didn't book overnight accommodation because of the rain. So I had to go and watch it down at Durham Cricket Club on the Sunday morning, the rest of it. But I've spoken to some great guys at Durham. I've spoken to Stokesy before. I've spoken to Collie before, Paul Collingwood, Steve Harmison's brother. Some really good lads at that cricket club. And I know Collie's a big Sunderland fan, but Harmison's a massive Toon fan.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Archer says, Gary, loving the time being added on. They should bring this style bring this style to the UK, stop the clock every time the ball not in play, and it will stop the time wasting full 90 minutes being played, not 68 minutes. Yeah. Yeah,
I totally agree with that. Yesterday's game, there was an hour game, there was 24 minutes of added on time yesterday. That's the way to go. And I wonder how many managers would stop the time wasted.
Yeah, that's absolutely it. Black and White TV, you think England fans put club over country mostly?
We have been lately, I think, because with what happened in the Euros and then the way England's been playing, we haven't been playing very well. But depends how we do in this World Cup. See how far we go. We could potentially meet France in the quarterfinals. So, all depends. But the next round we play, the runners-up of Group A. So that I think Netherlands will win that group. So that could be someone like Ecuador we play, or Senegal. Ecuador or is it Senegal in that round? No, it's not Senegal. Sorry, it's who else is in Group A? It's Qatar and
Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, and Holland.
Oh, it is Senegal. Yeah, sorry, Senegal. Yeah, sorry. So we could I mean, I can't see Senegal going through. To be fair, I think
neither I could
Ecuador.
see Qatar qualifying in the knockout rounds as well. I mean, that first game they were just awful to watch.
I mean, Ecuador didn't break sweat, did they? They just treated like a training ground game, didn't they?
In that Enna Valencia, 33 years old he is, former West Ham's striker. He could have had a hat-trick. Right?
Yeah, he could have done, couldn't he?
But the first one was choked off. I mean, it was rightfully offside because not only was the player, but Enna Valencia was offside as well by his shoulder. So
I think because he was one of them was past the keeper, and you've got to have two players behind the goalkeeper to be an onside. I think yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Right, we've got another comment from Archer here, and he says, the ref goes to the VAR and finds out Mr. Teef gives away a pen for Iran, and they score. God.
Oh, beautiful. God.
I meant to say, well done, Mr. Archer, lad. I always been club of a country. Yeah, I'll always support Newcastle more than England, even though I'll still support me, the country, of course, my country is a football team as well, but it'll always be Newcastle United the most as well. Well, are we hopeful of beating USA on Friday? Because I certainly am. Gareth Southgate goes with that same formation, possibly the same lineup as well, although we'll have to hear more about Harry Kane, whether he's going to make the game because he's going for a scan. Stick with this formation. It worked. You can see how well it worked. And look how we attacked Iran as well.
So
Go on,
John.
The thing is, sorry.
Go on, Tony. You go first.
Oh, okay, John. Oh, all right.
There you go first.
I was going to let the elder statesman go first, but you want the younger one to go first, do you? The youngsters.
Yeah.
Because you're the oldest in here, John, you see.
Exactly.
The pensioner. But yeah, I want you joking, John.
I know.
But yeah, I mean, yes, the USA looked good against Wales, but Wales were very poor in that first half. Let's not forget. And they made the USA look a great team. Second half, they came out differently. They brought Kiefer Moore on from the half time. He made a difference, was breaking up their play. The US couldn't get into their stride. The USA's defense looks very dodgy. You've got Tim Ream at the back, who's 35. I don't rate him one bit. I think he's absolutely awful as a defender. He proved that last night when he put his foot through Gareth Bale, and the referee was going to give a penalty regardless once you do that. And he wasn't that great for Fulham when we played against them either. So the USA, although they've got some good players and they're quite quick, and they've got Pulisic there as well, but I wasn't impressed with them. I think we should do all right against them.
Yeah,
I mean, I would say at least 3-0 against them. We should beat them easily.
Possibility, John.
Well, I'll go with Paulie as well. We should not be failing the States, by the way. Look, they've got energy. They play some good football as well, but we should not be worried about them at all whatsoever. I mean, Wales made USA look like Real Madrid. Let's be real, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, but we should be beating the States if we are going to go all the way. But I mean, they have got pension players like Pulisic there as well, and Winston McKennie I rate very, very highly. But at the end of the day, right? I mean, we put out for England, right? Let's be real, should beat these lot. But I'm going to go by 3-0 against the States because, let's be real, I think we're better than them. Yeah, if we win that game, by the way, we'd be 6 points, right? 5 points further than the United States, and that would be enough to get us through. Let's be real. And then we could just put the reserves team out for the final game.
Absolutely. I'm confident we'll beat them as well, but I'll be giving my score prediction for the preview, which will be tomorrow. So, anyways, let's throw out through these last comments. But none of us like international breaks. We normally don't, but the thing is, we're playing in a tournament, so a lot of fans are going to be watching it. That's the thing. Ben Stokes is good, isn't he? You guys know Virat Do you know that one, Tony?
Kohli.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the Indian. Used to be the Indian captain. He's not been a bad cricketer, but I think his career has been going down a bit. But he done all right for India in the T20 World Cup, though. Hell of a batsman on his day, though. He'll destroy anybody.
Absolutely. Joe says, "You're right, lads. It was a great match yesterday. We just need to continue the form at the next game. Absolutely. Go with the same formation, possibly the same lineup. I would definitely go with as well, unless Harry Kane is going to be out. I know we know who we could put in there. None other than
Callum
Mr.
Wilson.
Callum Wilson.
Callum.
Absolutely.
So just a quick one, Peter, a bit of breaking news as well. You know, Cristiano Ronaldo's left United, by the way, by mutual consent. Not only that, according to Daily Mail, they are close of pulling out of $235 million deal after coming under pressure from investors with a decision to team up with Red Devils slammed as a sign of appalling judgment. They're in a mess, United.
Wow.
They're in a mess.
Jesus. What? And not mention we heard that partly the club's now up for sale at the Man United now.
Exactly.
So,
and I tell you what, though, are they rattled though, Peter? Liverpool's going to put the club to sell. Do you think United are rattled? No. You're on the ropes. They're on the ropes because of us.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, that's it. We'll wrap it up there for tonight, guys. I mean, it's been a great show. So, again, I will be back tomorrow with the preview for the USA game. So I'll get to see who, I'll just see who I can find to join me for that one. But the preview will be tomorrow, same time. It's going to be at 8:30 tomorrow as well. Okay, guys. So, Tony, just before we finish, where can we find you on yours and all your channel, your social medias as well?
Yeah, so you can find me on Twitter. It's at TonyTooney31. Give me a follow and I'll follow you back on there. And also you can find me on my channel, which is down there. It's all black and white TV. Come and have a look. I've got some great content on there. If you're new to the channel, please give it a subscribe. You won't be disappointed. I did 4 shows yesterday, believe it or not, and I was absolutely knackered after the last one I did. But so tonight I had a night off from it. But but go and have a look. I mean, I did a World Cup breakfast yesterday morning. I didn't think it was a bad show because I was off. But yeah, I mean, give it a check out and have a look. It's all black and white TV, and I'm back tomorrow between probably 7:15 and 7:00, being joined by John Sinclair on our weekly Wednesday show, which is the Dynamic Duo.
Well, there you are. So please do check out Tony's channel. It's all black and white TV. New. His channel's just been going for about a few weeks now. Over 100 subscribers. He's doing very well. Show him the support he deserves, and let's get him growing further with his channel. Mr. Sinclair, where can we find you and what we got coming up as well?
Thanks for showing us on, Pete, and everyone in the chat as well. And you can find us on Twitch, John Sinclair TV. Also find us on, I think you know what's coming as well, on Facebook as well. John Sinclair 50 lowercase on Insta. I don't use it that much, but I will be back on it very, 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 very soon, ASAP. John Sinclair TV on YouTube, John_NEST42 on Twitter. So check us out on that. I'll do everything. The watch alongs, I don't do as much, but I will hope to get back on it very, very soon. So yes, check us out.
Okay, right. This is a comment. I've got to read this comment from Archer.
That's says, why we were laughing.
Breaking news. I believe Southgate has appointed John Sinclair as the new water boy for the lads in Qatar. And the recipe is water and apple juice. However, England, believe the lads, it's coming home.
Hey!
Hey! There we go.
Why don't you bring Demba Ba in and get the strawberry syrup? Because apparently that was good for playing football, wasn't it? Remember that with Demba Ba? Strawberry syrup?
I do indeed remember that. Yes, absolutely as well. Okay, guys. Well, that is it for tonight. Again, if you have enjoyed, please do hit the thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button, of course. If you're new to the channel, if you join the content and you're not yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, as it really, really is help growing the channel, definitely as well. Of course, hit the notification bell because we'll let you know of any live shows as well, or any videos that have been uploaded as well. You can still donate to the channel, so feel free to do so. And feel free to become a member for just 99p a month as well. Okay, guys, until next time, which will be tomorrow night. See you all later. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy
Bye-bye.
your night, everyone. Good night. See you later.
Do that, everybody.
And like.
And like.